Okay, folks, we're going to get started real quick in the House Retirement Committee meeting. Thank everybody for being here. Chairman Tarvin, if you lead us in an invocation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When we get started, we got a good crowd here, and I'm not going to put it in the prayer, but I hope we leave here making everybody on the committee happy, and everybody in the audience happy, and everyone tuning in happy. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time we have together, and we pray, Lord, that you would be with us, and it would be mindful of what's pleasing to you, and that you would lead, guide, and direct in the decisions we make for the state of Georgia and our people. For it's in Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Steve. Okay. We got 5 bills on the agenda. We're waiting on a certification on one substitute, and I think that's en route. The first one I want to call up is House Bill 1113, just based on conflicting committee schedules. Is Representative Barrett here? Yes. Is that about this bill or another bill? I hope it's about another bill. The lizard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No, this is a prompt for my next presentation.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you for your...
Hold on a second. Try it again.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
That's a prop for my next presentation.
Got it.
But as you'll know, you'll see that prop in my office, and I carry it everywhere I go.
I understand.
I have Mark Peavy from Technical College System of Georgia joining us today as well. He might be able to add some additional background color to the bill. But gentlemen and ladies, thank y'all for letting us present today. We're presenting House Bill 1113, LC number 560501.
Can we hold on a second? I don't know that we have a copy of that. Yes. One moment. Does anybody else have it in their packets? What copies of the other bills? Okay. We need copies of bills. We need them fast. Jesse can help you with those as well. I very much apologize. Are you making copies here or you get somebody to print? Yeah. You do have it? Yes. Let's just be at ease while we pass out copies of the bill.
It wasn't simple when I was reading it last night at 2 in the morning. Speed with the certification and all that.
Yep.
I'm glad they have copies.
Okay.
Do y'all think y'all can get this? Do y'all think y'all can I've got to leave. He's got to sign it for me to get it. Take it.
Certainly.
Sam knows how to do that.
Okay, I think the committee has all been handed a copy of House Bill 1113. Appreciate your patience. This is one of the bills that was added, I think, Friday afternoon to today's agenda. So, does everybody on the committee have a copy of HB 1113 now? Yes, sir. And we're going to work on the other bills, getting those out. Okay? Do we have a quorum? I think we have 8. Yeah, we do. Good deal. All right. Representative Barrett, apologies for that. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 1113, LC 560501. This is not about to say it's a simple bill. This bill
They all are.
This serves as a necessary administrative update to the Georgia Defined Contribution Plan. The bill simply proposes to amend the Georgia Defined Contribution Plan by excluding part-time students from being considered as employees for the purpose of membership in the plan. Currently, full-time students are exempt, and practically speaking, part-time students are being treated that way as well, but the code actually says something different. So we're just trying to add part-time students into the code to go along with full-time students. And Mark Peavy from TCSG can probably add additional background if you'd like it.
Go ahead, Mark.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. As the state is rolling out its Workday implementation, this piece popped up. This is for federal work study students. The code already captures the fact that full-time federal work study students are excluded from needing to be part of the plan. As we were going through that, and as Representative Barrett mentioned, in practice we already do this, but as we looked at it and we're beginning to roll the efforts to move all of our employees into Workday, we realized that the code does not capture part-time students as they do full-time students. So this was a change that we requested as an agency. We're probably the only ones in the state. Most of our USG partners don't have part-time students, but the nature of our students, we have lots of part-time students who are in the federal work study program, and so we needed to update the code to capture, to follow on with the practice that we're doing right now. So that's why we're asking for this bill. So.
Thank you, sir. So just to be clear, we're not talking about pensions at all. We're talking about defined contribution plans, probably either 403B, 403C, or 401K. And in regard to this, you're looking at kids, I use that term loosely, but kids that are working in the work study program. Chances are what we're trying to do is protect a 25, 26-year-old who's teaching 1, 2, well, maybe 3 or 6 semester hours a quarter at a technical college or what have you. And what you're trying to do here is you're making sure that they're not required to join the 401K plan?
That is correct. Not they wouldn't be eligible.
They wouldn't be eligible to do so.
While they are in that part-time work study student status. That is correct.
Okay. Any questions from the committee for the author? No questions? Okay, I think Mr. Potvin, you want to come up? Can you cross that out as one of the speakers? Go ahead, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. If I may just offer a quick point of clarification. It's one very specific defined contribution plan. The Georgia Defined Contribution Plan is a mandatory savings plan for certain part-time and seasonal employees that are required to participate in this particular savings plan. What they're seeking to do is to codify excluding that requirement from this class of student employee.
Okay, thank you. Representative Barrett, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're talking not just about part-time, but they're, in addition to that, they're more often than not temporary. In other words, they're probably going to teach 1, 2, 3 years maybe, and then move on to something else outside of TCSG. Am I incorrect or correct?
No, you're exactly correct. Yeah, all this does is really reduces the administrative burden that goes with people who are working a very small amount of time. It provides flexibility for them, so there's not withholding necessary for them, and they're for a very small number of hours that they're working anyway.
Okay. Mr. Peavy, anything else?
just appreciate that, and I appreciate, Mr. Popham, I appreciate that clarification. He's exactly right. Just that one small change. Again, it already applies to full-time students. They're excluded already. We are probably one of the only places in the state of Georgia where you're going to have part-time students that are like this anyway, and so we
Right.
appreciate just being able to do the same thing.
Okay. Any questions to the committee? It sounds straightforward to me, but but want to know any questions. We got a move to pass. We got a second from Chairman Williams. Move to pass from Representative Evans. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye. All opposed. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry, did I not?
Had an observation,
Sure,
Mr.
go
Chairman.
ahead.
I feel like we're at a 8th grade dance. Hey, boys. I just noticed.
Which one do you want to dance with? All righty then. Anybody else? Okay. There's no speakers for 11:13. There you go. Okay.
Carl, what's your son?
Chairman Martin, might you be ready for the next bill? I'd like to hear it if I can, because I know you're tied between two meetings. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Chairman Martin, House Bill 818. We always say this around here, but this also is a fairly simple bill in regard to classification. 818, Chairman Martin.
It's okay, Mr. Chairman.
It is completely fine. I just need to know your number. Okay, 12. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Chairman Carson, thank you for doing that, and apologize to the chair and the committee. Indulgence, I was over in Ways and Means. I had one of those days where it was 4:15, 3:41, 4:06, so I got my steps in today. Yeah, what we're seeking to do here in House Bill 818 is basically move the position that used to be the judge at the tax tribunal, that it will become the judge at the tax court. We're trying to move that retirement system from ERS to JRS because the position itself moved from the administrative branch, the executive branch, into the judicial branch. So many times in this, sometimes people question about, are you doing this because an individual has left one position to another position? The position actually moved from one branch of government to the other branch of government. So we just seek to pass this law so that the judge at the tax court, which if the members recall, the reason we did that is to make the appeals process
It was about making it smoother, I believe.
it was making it smoother. When it was part of the administrative branch, the first appeal was to Superior Court. Superior Court's not an appellate branch. It just made it hard. So now this is a true court, so the first level of appeal will go to the appeals court of the state of Georgia. So it made that process better for the taxpayer. So we did that last year. We've done that. What this does, well, actually, we did that through a constitutional amendment in 2024. What this does is now moves the retirements to that position, has its retirement plan in the proper branch.
So really, to your point, all we're doing here is we're moving this beneficiary and the contributions from ERS to JRS because the bill basically, last year's bill, after the constitutional amendment, moved that individual from the executive to the judicial branch, correct?
That is correct. So this position now lives in the judicial branch, and we seek to make it part of the judicial retirement system.
Any questions from the committee? Do we have anybody signed up to? Okay. Go ahead, Vice Chairman Franklin.
Just one quick question. Am I reading this right, that they can, if they want to, they can elect to remain in the ERS if they want to, or do you foresee anybody doing that, or why was that put in there?
Well, we didn't know it at the time, but the gentleman that has been appointed to that position is in ERS now. So we're hesitant, I think, as a general rule in the state, is to force anybody's benefits away from them in the retirement system. So I think that's the reason that would be allowed for them. I think in the future, when somebody starts, they would just be in the judicial retirement system. Thanks, sir.
Any other questions from the committee? We do have one speaker signed up. Mr. Potvin from ERS. Any other speakers? Okay. That's all the speakers?
Note for the record, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Potvin and I agree on this bill. Sometimes we don't.
You agree on
I
a retirement bill
appreciate-
with Jim
I
Potvin? Is that what you're
appreciate
saying to
that,
me?
I appreciate that, gentlemen, this fine day.
Wow.
Yes, cats are sleeping with dogs. Yes, sir.
We got a move to pass from Chairman Williams. Any second? Second from Chairman Green. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Chairman Martin.
Oh.
Red letter day.
Keep them coming.
I get it. If I could
I
help.
could follow up, Mr. Chairman, if I could.
Oh, no. What do we got? House Bill 372. Is Bethany here? There she is. I've had a few people at this Capitol ask me about this.
I'm sure you have.
Did you want anybody to join you? Or it's fine if you don't.
I think I'm fine by
Good,
myself.
good. Okay. Go ahead and tell us about House Bill 372.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I've got House Bill 372, and the copy that I have is LC 560420S.
Yes, that's what we
okay.
have.
Great. So what this bill does, it moves out the sunset of HB 385, which was in the 2021-2022 legislative session. And what that bill did, it allowed teachers with 30 years of creditable service to return to the classroom in a high-needs subject area after being retired for 1 year. The new sunset date will be 2030. One change that I've made from the original legislation, this will allow each public school system to set their area of highest needs. In the previous bill, it was the RESA that was setting that list, and this just allows for more local control because our RESAs are so varied and the county needs are so varied. Lists out the high needs areas in the bill there, and then on the last page, if a subject area rolls off the high needs list, we will not require the termination of that teacher. We want to keep our good teachers. So if you have any questions, that's the bill, and I'd love to be able to answer them.
This is an extension of existing program, basically, what
Yes.
we're talking about. I think I saw some, I'm not trying to interrupt any committee members, but this program has been going on since, what, about 3 years now? Is that right?
It was passed in the 21-22 session. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And I think there's about 300, maybe 400 teachers that elected to be in the part of this program?
We have approximately 450 teachers currently.
Statewide?
Yes, statewide. It's been as high as 635, but lately it's been around 450. Not every school district utilizes this program. Some just have 1 or 2 participants, but it is an integral piece of the puzzle for the districts that use it.
I understand. I saw 2 light up at the same time, but I think the first one was Chairman Martin. Chairman Martin, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this, I don't want to hold up the lady's bill, so this question is a general one for later on this. I just note on this, the first paragraph of the second page, it says there's no immediate cost, but should the program be extended, I'm going to assume this is beyond what the lady's looking for here at 2030, that it could impact TRS. I would just like to suggest that the chair maybe ask TRS, because I could see if this is a successful program, people coming back and looking for an extension. Maybe us be proactive under your leadership, Mr. Chairman, as retirement committee, and get TRS to look at what that impact, so we can plan for it going forward. If this is
agree.
working, let's plan. If there's going to be a cost to it, to be prepared.
Completely agreed. Thank you, Mr. Chairman Martin. The next question I had was number 24. I guess that's Representative Horner.
Thank you,
Go
Chairman.
ahead.
Thank you, Chairman. Do you have the DOA report?
It was
already?
not sent to me.
Oh,
no.
I'm sorry.
We have it, right. Oh,
yeah,
you,
I was
okay.
wondering if she had it. I just
Can we
wanted
get a copy to Bethany of the,
Thank you.
last page, please. Even, so my question, I guess, was kind of just looking at this real quick. Even with the giving local control and giving these changes to this program, it doesn't change the employer rate currently in effect, correct?
Correct.
and I do want to thank the author for her patience. She's asked me about it several times. I think my office is supposed to get this to you, the DOA actuarial report. I know I sent it to the Speaker's office. They had asked, and I appreciate the lady's patience. I don't know who was, I think it was 28. Is that Noel? Is that you?
That's me.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Chair Lady Bethany Ballard, can you tell me how this, I was thinking Beth Camp. Can you tell me exactly, okay, so this person is drawing their full-time retirement and they come back, then are they going to be compensated on top of that at the regular, how does that, and then are they eligible to contribute more to retirement on top of that, or how does that exactly work?
They'll get paid for teaching,
Right.
but they won't earn more years of creditable service.
So they just paid, per day, or how does it, or is it paid just a normal, depends on if they're going to
Not
teach
per
for a
day,
year?
no.
Or,
Like the salary for the year, but they don't,
so it's not a part-time, it's a full-time deal?
yes.
Okay, that's
But they won't get more, like, they're not gonna be like 31 years of service, 32 years of service. It stops the
So is it
retirement.
not true with that we might lose Chairman Green because he might be drawing his retirement and teaching, and he might decide to go back and teach full-time?
We would hate to lose him.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next one I had up is number 25. I think that's Chairman Irwin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for this bill, Chairwoman Ballard. I appreciate it. There are currently a little over 5,000 certified positions open in the state of Georgia. Children do not have that in their classrooms. If we don't extend this sunset, do you see that number growing by over 400
I would
vacant
think so.
certified positions at this
Yes.
time? Okay. Well, again, thank you. And, Mr. Chairman, at the appropriate time.
Noted. I think we have one more question, number 25. Oh, I'm sorry, 27.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
Chairman Green and I just had that discussion. We had 10 more years here and then going back into teaching. Honestly, we did. Remind me, it may be in here, but when those teachers come back, their insurance, who pays? Does the system pay all that, or there's not any, say it, that the system pays all of their insurance? Is that,
I believe so, yes.
is that? Before they retire, who pays it? This the system?
System.
Okay.
Sure.
With contributions from the member.
Chairman Irwin, did you have something?
Yes, if I can, not that I need to respond, Chairman, to your comment, but to clarify, what I understand is that the system pays the employer retirement part and the retirement part for the employee part. I see the head shaking of the director back there for TRS, but not the health insurance. That is still paid by the employee. Even when they retire, they're still paying their own health
Yes.
insurance. So a teacher is treated the exact same as a teacher, except for the fact the teacher is not paying her own into the retirement because she will not benefit any greater from it.
Exactly, yes.
Any other questions from the committee? We do have a number of speakers lined up for to speak. I'll go ahead and call them. Mr. Aycock from Page.
Chairman, my name is Robert Aycock with Professional Association of Georgia Educators, and I'm Happy to come here today and briefly speak in support of HB 372. Paige is supportive of 372 not only because we've heard from our members how important it is to continue this program, but because we've also heard from our friends in the districts how vital this is to find and supply highly qualified teachers in hard-to-fill positions. It's not a widely used program, but when it is needed, when that position goes unfilled, it's definitely useful. And we think 372 would not only continue the program, it would add much-needed extra flexibility and do all of that in a way that remains targeted and fiscally responsible. So with that, happy to answer any questions, but just humbly ask your favorable consideration. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Aycock? Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
We do have one other speaker, unless there's any that, well, I'm sorry, we have two other speakers. Stephanie Tanner, GSBA. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi. Okay, I think I'm good. I'm Stephanie Tanner, the Governmental Relations Manager at GSBA. I want to say thank you to Chairman Carson and Representative Ballard for bringing this bill forward today. GSBA has a member position not only in support of return to work, but specifically in support of how Representative Ballard has laid this out with the local flexibility. It's also one of our joint priorities with our friends at Page, Gale, and GSSA. So we are really hoping to get this bill passed as soon as possible. When I travel the state, return to work is one of the top issues I hear about from school districts. Even though it's not widely used, it is greatly needed to fill those high needs areas, and this bill allows districts to do that. GSBA also participated in the work of SR 372 with the Professional Standards Commission, and one of the recommendations from that working group is to continue the efforts of return to work like House Bill 372. We want to get veteran teachers back in the classroom so that students have a real live teacher who's also highly qualified. This legislation is good for teachers, students, and schools as a whole, and we just look forward to seeing it get to final passage. Thank you so much.
Any questions for Ms. Tanner? We have one, thank you, ma'am. We have one more speaker. I think I recognize him. Superintendent Richard Woods, thank you for being here today. Tell us about House Bill 372 from your
again,
perspective.
just to thank you, Mr. Chairman, again, members of the committee and Representative Ballard for this bill. For myself, it does mean a lot. I get text messages on my own personal phone from educators who have been asking about the bill and want to see the extension so that this legislation does not sunset. It does so many good things for us. Again, thinking about teacher recruitment and retention, but especially the retention part of not losing veteran teachers who still have much more to add. But it does also with the expansion of flexibility. We roughly have 181 school districts, and you add charter, we're over 200, and I assure you each one has their own different niche. And by allowing these decisions to be made at the local level, it does give us flexibility. And whether it's 400 or 4, I can assure you it is meeting a need of a district, as we look and still contemplate teacher shortages throughout the state. So again, I just come and stand in support and ask for a due pass of this legislation. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I have a question if you have, the superintendent has time. Any questions from the committee? Mr. Superintendent, if let's say, just as the author pointed out, this legislation the statute is set to expire June 30th of this year. If we did not pass this, could you tell us what would happen and the impact on school systems and the state DOE?
Well, currently what it would mean for school systems that they're already planning for next year. So they're looking at hires, contracts will probably begin going out in March and April. And so for our districts to be able to plan for teacher needs, this is something that we need to go ahead and make sure that we move. Because it will allow them to, if they need to expand opportunities or to fill certain areas, they need to have time to do so. Because again, this is a very competitive market, and we want to make sure that our rural districts, have equal, time to compete with those that are around. So, for us, across the state, it means we're filling positions at the department level. I can't tell you that if these teachers are teaching in critical areas such as math, reading. I mean, this shows up on milestones. It shows up on, on our testing. So we want to make sure our kids have the very best qualified teacher and not, put in a position where we're getting someone perhaps less than or with less experience because we were not able to meet a need.
Very good. No questions from the committee? Okay. At the proper time. This is the proper time. Chairman Irwin, I think you had one.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I recommend do pass on HB 372 LC 560420S.
Second.
We have a move to pass from Chairman Irwin, recommended second by Representative Horner. Any further discussion? All in favor, I'll say aye. Aye. All opposed? Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's bad here. I don't see that. HB 969, Representative Townsend. I have a substitute.
Yes, it's going to be, excuse me, Mr. Chair, it's going to be a substitute. It's going to be LC 52101-7S.
Does everybody have that?
It should be in the packet. The office said they would have it printed plenty of time.
Do you have that? Be at ease for one moment.
I don't think you have it yet from what they said.
Okay, we're passing the bill out right now.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Tell us about 969.
Mr. Chairman, 969 is a constituent-based bill. Basically, I had a retired teacher who is actually here today to testify, who retired from a great career in education and served Glenn County well. She ran for school board and won, and so we all congratulate her, of course. And then when she ran for school board, she was forced to get out of her state health benefit plan insurance for retirees and step into a full-time mode insurance as a full-time employee of Glenn County Schools. And when she did that, she took a financial hit because she won. And so what this bill does is basically ensure state employees, including people in ERS who receive state health benefit plan benefits, have the choice of either sticking to their insurance plan under SHBP as a retiree, even though they're working on the school board or another state office, such as a representative, like when I took a hit, or or pick the full-time status and go that route, and leave it up to the employee to decide which way they want to go. Right now, the retirees who run for an office that has the benefit of the SHBP plan cannot make that choice. And so they will take a hit. And that's basically what the bill is. And I've worked with, luckily TRS, they've been essential in helping writing this bill, tweaking it, even as of yesterday afternoon. Buster and Jason Branch over here, appreciate all their help. I've had support from the other educational groups too that you know of. They all support this as well. So I'll be glad to take any questions or explain anything or.
Well, with Chuck Martin in the room, be careful what you ask for. Representative Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
There's nothing but love here, Chuck. You know.
To my neighbor from Cobb County, I believe you today. No, a serious question about this.
Sure.
I mean, you mentioned, you did it. You don't have to take an insurance plan when you get elected to the state office.
I didn't have a choice, Chairman.
You have a choice whether or not to take the legislative health benefits or not. You can decline those. My question is, and I think you're going to answer my question while I'm just leading up to that. Okay. It's not a question of if you decline the benefits. The fact that they're available to you and you choose not to take them renders you ineligible for your retirement benefits. That's just what I wanted to clarify.
Clarification.
That's what I was trying to get at. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Martin. Any other questions? Do we have speakers in there? Yeah. Okay. Vice Chairman Leverett.
Representative Townsend, is this the same situation that Ken Vance had as well? Do you remember his situation?
I do remember that, and this is what I remember. He was on the ERS, but he had the same issue. And so when Miss Susan came to me and we talked about it, that kind of did ring a bell. And this is happening across the state, and so we're just trying to allow good people to run for office if they want to without taking a hit. That was a good point.
Thank you. I knew something that was there, but I didn't know the correlation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just as a housekeeping item, we have a sub. I think the author covered the LC number. We do not yet have a certification letter. We have a certification letter for the original, and it was deemed non-fiscal. Therefore, it would not have to go through the 2-year period. We believe this one will be non-fiscal as well. If the committee, at the pleasure of the committee, if we choose to move forward on it, it just cannot go out of rules or to the House floor until it has that certification letter, which I presume is not going to be too much longer, or what have you. But I just want to be clear to the author.
Definitely, we appreciate that, respect that. What we did this yesterday, we made sure we tighten up. We saw could be a little gap or misinterpretation. Legal counsel told us we were fine, don't worry about it. But looking at it again and talking with TRS, Buster Evans, his team, we decided to go ahead and make that just really tighten up anything we could in the bill to make sure down the road there wouldn't be any misinterpretations.
I understand. Chairman Martin.
Mr. Chairman, I don't want to slow the gentleman's proposition down, but the way I'm reading this, we're taking care of a member that's elected to a local school board. And that's it, right?
If you read further,
the retirees are currently serving on the local school board. My point is, we may have retired people that are mayors or council members or, for goodness sake, governor of the state of Georgia. While we're at this, if we find this to be, I understand, I believe, and I'm trying to put this in the form of a question, or if we're discussing, if you allow me. I understand why we do this, because if you go to work full-time for, Joe Private Company, you have to take their health insurance. You come back to the retirement thing. Well, you don't have to take it, but you would not be eligible to keep the state plan if you have another one available. I think what the gentleman's trying to do here is, if you choose to serve in public office and are elected, we don't want to penalize you. I just suggest that while he's here, again, without slowing down his proposition, that being elected a mayor, a city council member, a county commissioner is just as important for allowing people the flexibility. They shouldn't be penalized for service to their community. And I wonder if we could do that without a fiscal impact. Or if we crawl before we walk and come back and do it in the future, I understand, but I would just suggest that it would be there's something, there had been talk about electing superintendents. I think somebody had a bill or a constitutional amendment to do that the other day. What if you're elected to a superintendent's job?
So I hear what you're saying. So at on line 28, after elected member of a local board of education, would you recommend an amendment? And I'm not feeding the gentleman, but would you recommend an amendment to say, comma, because of service as an elected member of a local board of education, comma, municipality, comma, county, or is that what you're going at?
I would ask our learned counsel over there, but it would go something like an elected office in Georgia, the state of Georgia, or political subdivision thereof, something of that.
Does a local, to leg council, would a local board of education qualify as a political jurisdiction thereof?
Subdivision thereof.
Subdivision thereof?
I think so, but just sitting here without shooting off the cuff, I probably want to just include them in the list.
Right.
The local board, state
Does that-
board, political subdivision.
Okay. So legislative council, could you write out wording real quick, and we'll come back to you in about 30 seconds, and then we'll see if Chairman Martin wants to propose an amendment. Rick, I think we're getting to where you want to be. We just don't want to Chairman Martin's point, we don't want to come back here in 2027 and have to address this again.
Yeah, I appreciate that. The key is going to be to make sure those employees would be eligible for a state health retirement plan.
Okay. Then whenever you're ready. I tell you what, can we, while legislative council, I don't want to rush your work, so why don't we hear from some speakers, unless there's other questions from the committee, why don't we hear from some other speakers on this bill? And then, Ben, that'll give you a few more minutes, and we'll come back to you. How does that sound? Okay. To the author, is that okay?
That's perfect, thank you.
Okay. I see there is a Susan Lee from Glenn County Board of Education. Is Susan here? Yes. Come on up, please. You can be at the table with Representative Townsend, or you can be at the podium, either one.
With that laptop there and my notes, I probably need to be.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson and committee members. My name is Susan Lee, and I'm coming from the perspective of a teacher, a retired educator. I know we're talking about others, but I am a retired Glenn County educator and a current member of the Glenn County Board of Education, and I'm thankful for this opportunity to speak today. I retired from the Glenn County school system after 30 years of service, all in Glenn County. And following retirement, I accepted a 49% position as a project manager for the 21st Century After School Grant, overseeing after-school programs in 7 elementary and 3 middle schools. And throughout my career and into retirement, I was covered under the state health benefit plan through United Healthcare. At age 62, I began receiving Social Security, and that coverage transitioned to United Healthcare / Medicare Advantage. And for many years after retiring, so many of my friends, so many retirees said, please, please run for the Board of Education. So I did. November 24, I was elected, and I was sworn in January the 9th, 2025. And that is when the unexpected insurance debacle began. So many problems. In early March 2025, my doctor's office informed me that my United Healthcare claim had been denied. Now, United Healthcare had paid it, this $400, but now they were requiring me to pay them before I could see the doctor at all for any future appointments. Because more than 60 days had passed, that claim could not be resubmitted. If I wanted to receive the care, I'd have to pay it, so I paid it up front. After many phone calls and frustration and a lot of tears, the board's insurance office explained that I was placed on a new plan and required to take Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. I was told that this was required because I was a retired educator and had to fall under that plan. Now, the other members on the board were allowed to choose. They were allowed to choose to take the board's insurance or keep their own or go elsewhere for insurance. I was not. I was given no choice, because I was a retired educator. And this policy was never explained to me before I ran for election, or I might have changed my mind. Had I been given a choice, I would have stayed with that United Healthcare plan where my copayment was $20 per visit. Now, last week, $150 every time I go to the doctor. Copay up front until deductible was met. The financial impact was immediate. I went to pick up my CPAP supplies last week, and instead of $10.84, I was informed that the same supplies were now $213.38. I later learned that the last educator that we had on the board was almost 17 years ago. That's how long it's been since a teacher has been on the board. I feel like teachers should be on the board. It's the Board of Education. And I think we bring a different perspective to that. But I learned from that teacher that she had a nightmare with insurance. And I'm living that now. I'm grateful, very grateful, to Representative Rick Townsend for writing and sponsoring this bill, 969, and to those who will support it. This legislation ensures the future of retired educators, and they can actually run for school board without fear of losing their retired health insurance or facing unexpected financial hardships. Retired educators bring a unique and invaluable perspective to boards of education. We have been in the trenches. We understand the classroom and the challenges that educators face and the needs of students. It would be a travesty if insurance concerns prevented qualified retired educators from serving their communities. I thank you for your time, your consideration, and I respectfully urge you to support House Bill 969. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lee. Any questions for Ms. Susan Lee? Thank you, ma'am, so much, and thank you for making a 5-hour trip up here. Next, I have Mike Blackerby with Glenn County Schools.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. If it's all right, I'll speak from here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Couple of points that came up to Representative Martin's point about including others. In OCG 20-2-55, I think it's B3, it specifically states in there that employees covered underneath state health insurance plan under Article 1. Somebody would have to look those numbers up for me. But anyway, so what we want to do is address that particular section. So anybody who is covered underneath again, that 22-255B3 would be the ones we're trying to target in that. So that would encompass anybody else who may not be a school teacher, but may be coming from some other agency that falls underneath those, that particular health insurance plan. Also, going back to House Bill 372, it would almost be the same provision that we're offering those retired teachers that are coming back in. The retired teachers that are coming back in after 1 year service, if I'm not mistaken, they have the option whether or not to take the active employee plan or stay on the retired plan. So it would be essentially the same provision that we would like to see for a school board member coming back in, that they have that same opportunity if they are a retired teacher, or again, back to Representative Martin's point, that if they were coming from some other state agency as well, that were covered underneath the state health benefit plan as a retiree. But again, I thank you for your time and listening to our concerns, and please know that we do support it from the Glenn County Schools perspective.
Thank you, sir, very much. We have one question. We have one more speaker after this. Do you want to ask a question here? Or?
If I could just clarify what I did earlier, because based on what the gentleman said, and I have to get to an energy meeting. I think that the issue that the Representative Townsend is saying is you have a teacher who is in the teacher healthcare system, and then the Board of Education uses that same insurance system. We might not have exactly the same situation, if we had a retired state employee going to work for, being the mayor of the city of Alpharetta, because they might be covered by a different plan. But I do suggest, maybe it doesn't go in this bill, that we look at the fact that if we're putting elected people that are running for election, whatever branch they decide to, that we put them in a bind, because it's not like they chose to go to work for IBM or they chose to go to work for Dell Computer.
Right.
You know, they're seeking service. So I see what the gentleman's after, and I understand what you're after. I'm just suggesting that what you're trying to do to help your teachers, it doesn't matter if they're running for mayor or city council. It just so happened that you had a teacher that was in the same healthcare system that they go back into as a board member, Mr. Chairman. So maybe his bill goes forward like this, and we deal with this, you know, under a different set of facts.
So, if I understand you correctly,
it may not.
You
be
would not be recommending an amendment to this because it might be a different scenario.
I don't think the amendment hurts us, but it's probably not as apt to happen when it's not a teacher going back to the school. Like, had she gone to work for Glenn County, it would have probably been a different insurance company, so it wouldn't have been as complicated. So
the county commissioner,
right? Not the school board, but the county. I still suggest we look at it, but I don't believe it is if you would say legally on the exact point.
If I can make a comment with that, yeah.
To the author,
this particularly only applies to anybody running for something that runs for an office that receives the state health benefit plan. So they're running for mayor and they don't have the option of the SHBP plan, then this wouldn't affect them. They could keep their regular retirement insurance and not be affected at all. So currently, but this would help out those who enter another entity, receiving the SHBP. So.
He's the insurance guy, but you're going to have subrogation and all.
Okay.
And just so I did have it's those that are covered under Article 1, Chapter 18, Title 45. That's what's in the current code right now.
Got it. Chairman Williams.
To the author, the gentlelady said something about Medicare Advantage. Was she covered under Medicare Advantage, and then when she went to the school, is that what you said, or were you under the traditional health plan as a retiree? And, because you were under 65, so you were under a retiree health plan. Is that what you were telling us?
If you're asking the lady a question, we need to record
Rick,
it.
can you translate for me?
I can.
We just need it spoken into the microphone.
Yeah, just because
we're telecasting, that's all.
I was on, until I turned 62, I was just going to be 9 year retiree.
Yeah, but when you were in the school board, were you 60? What age were you when you were in the school board?
I've been on it 1 year. This is my second year. So I'm 72.
That's what I was at.
Okay.
That's what I'm wondering if it was more like a Medicare Advantage issue versus, because say I'm military, say I'm 60 years old and I'm out of the military and I go work for Home Depot. Home Depot offers me health insurance, and I say no, I'm staying under my Champus coverage because I'd be crazy not to stay under my military plan. Are you telling me the same rules would apply, or because this was a Medicare Advantage plan? And Medicare Advantage plans can really be head scratchers, because once I turn 65, I'm going to be on plan on A, B, and I'm going to be on plan G. I'm not going to be on Medicare Advantage.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if we were talking about a Medicare Advantage situation versus traditional health insurance, because they're totally opposite of what we're talking about here. And I'm wondering if that's not what we're discussing here.
I don't think so, because good question. Thank you, Chairman. But she was already of the age and receiving the Medicare Advantage plan when she had to switch. So if she was allowed to stay on the current plan she had as a retiree.
That just does not make any sense, because once you're on a Medicare plan, you don't have to switch. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're on a Medicare plan and you have a supplement, that's your coverage. So I don't know how this happened.
No, it's happened to other teachers as well, unfortunately, within the state when they ran for office and won. So right now there's a glitch in the system or whatever else. This should tighten that up.
Have we talked with any attorneys about this? Any ERISA attorneys or?
Ledge Council.
Yeah, what have they said about it?
No, they agreed. So did TRS, officials at TRS, when they checked into it.
Okay.
And Buster Evans said he's seen this over the years. He said, Rick, this has been going on for a while. What took you so long?
Last 5 years. So, 10 years ago, that wasn't an issue. It was just Part A and B and Plan F. I'm not trying to be hard.
No,
I'm
I
just trying to
understand. No, I
understand
do.
it because I do this stuff every day. And so
Yeah.
when you're telling me this, I'm like, wow, I've been doing this for 30 plus years and I've never run into something like that.
I understand. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Chairman.
Any further discussion? We have one more speaker to this bill. Stephanie Tanner again. Long time no see.
I know. Hello again. Stephanie Tanner from the Georgia School Boards Association, representing all 180 school districts. Just want to say thank you to Representative Townsend for flagging this issue for your constituent and one of our members. While we don't have a member position in support of the legislation, we're supportive of the bill. It's important to us that anyone who wants to continue serving their community be able to do so. You know, if you served in the classroom or you served at the state level at an agency or otherwise, we want you to have the opportunity not only to run for office and continue that service, but to hold it and continue to receive your well-deserved benefits. So we're glad that board members will be able to elect to continue receiving those retiree health benefits through this bill. I'm not an attorney, so I can't comment on that, but I'm thinking that part of it is just the way board members receive health insurance is so different from how the certified employees are, but I don't know also how TRS plays into that. But so I just am wondering if part of it is they just are, their benefits are totally different from how they do the certified educators. And they have to pay a lot more. Board members do towards it. So I'm sure that hurt her as well. Anyway, thank you.
Any questions from Ms. Tanner? That's all our speakers. To the author, anything additional?
No, sir. I appreciate the questions and you hearing this, and hopefully get your favorable support.
Mr. Chairman Martin's not here to offer any type of amendment or a vote or what have you, but I don't think he was going to, based on his commentary, I don't think he was going to offer one in the immediate anyways. Any further discussion from the committee? Move to pass from Vice Chairman Franklin. Second from Chairman Green. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee.
Rick, we are going to need on that. I'll be sure to ask about for the cert letter as well. Okay. All right, last but not least, Representative Reeves. House Bill 1020. And just from a housekeeping standpoint, does everybody have a copy of House Bill 20 with them? It's got a yellow page on the back. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 8, and I need 8 for a quorum. Okay, well, you brought a party with you, didn't you? Okay. Representative Reeves, tell us about 1020.
Thank you, Chairman Carson, members of the Retirement Committee. House Bill 1020 is a district attorney retirement bill. So this bill only applies to 51 people in the state at a time. We got 51 district attorneys. To my right, your left, we have District Attorney Wright Barksdale from Milledgeville. He has a circuit with 8 counties between Macon and I-20. And then we have next to him DA Herb Cranford, who's in Noonan, and he has 3 counties southwest of here. And there are 49 other district attorneys across the state. You all probably recall the judges' pay and retirement bills that came through, I believe, twice or 2 different years. Chairman Rob Leverett carried those and worked on them thoroughly, and they passed. At the prosecuting attorneys' meeting after that, they reviewed what the judges did, and there were 200 or more judges. And the DAs said, let's mirror that for district attorneys' retirement and pay. So what, and by the way, House Bill 1028 That is the district attorney's pay bill. We wanted to go ahead and get the retirement committee to look over the retirement portion because it's shorter. All this bill does is it changes the retirement age from 60 to 65 for district attorneys who take office after this July. So right now, district attorneys have retirement age 60. For new DAs, after July of 2026, their retirement age will be 65. The bill had the letter, the requisite letter, and it's a non-fiscal bill, meaning we could act on it this year. ERS did identify some cleanup language for lines 106, 126, and 228, which is agreeable with the district attorneys, relating to make it clear about July 1st, 2026 being when this would take effect to future DAs. And Mr. Chairman, if I can approach, I've got a copy of it. I've given it to Legislative Council, but would be glad to
Yes, please.
distribute it to the members.
If you don't mind handing it to okay.
Legislative Council has that and has gotten language that would give that or something substantially to it to the Rules Committee if you make that amendment. I respectfully request approval of this. We'll go into more detail about the district attorney's pay bill in Judiciary Committee following this, but I would yield for questions. I would say District Attorney Joe Mulholland from Southwest Georgia is president of the organization. He's been working hard on this bill. He's over 3 hours away, so he couldn't make it today. We've got two district attorneys here, and I'd be glad to answer any of your questions and would defer to them if I get stumped.
So just from a posture of the committee, this would be an amendment that I'm happy to carry and move forward at the, this is cleanup language that our friend Ms. Moody over at ERS has asked for, just for clarity. If we adopt this amendment, then we can move the legislation to rules. Same as Representative Townsend, we would need to get us another certification letter, but I don't see that being an issue. We just want to let you know and the gentleman know about process. That's all.
Thank you.
Any questions for Representative Reeves? Oh, please don't let him off the hook easy. Come on, guys. Yeah, you make him. Vice Chairman Franklin.
I'll make the amendment according to the language written here in this letter that was passed out on lines 106, 126, and 228.
Is there a second? Second. Okay. All in favor of the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Wait a minute. Oh, we got a problem. I got 7.
We got 8. One of them.
We got 1, 2. Okay. Debbie, can you text David Wilkerson and Stacy, see if they can come here? We just need one more before. Thank you. Appreciate it, Steve.
There he is.
All right, here we go.
You've never been so important. Sorry? You've never been so important.
We just need you for quorum, Chairman Williams. Okay, so Vice Chairman Franklin, just what you're proposing is the amendment as written out and suggested by ERS, which basically it addresses lines 106, 126, and 28, but it makes it clear to exclude the date July 1st, 2026. And we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, now we're good. I think we have a couple of speakers, and I probably should have taken them first. Oh, well. So, any further discussion from the committee before we hear our speakers? We have, well, Mr. Barksdale, go ahead.
I'm going to withdraw unless y'all have questions.
Well, I was just going to mention, you're district attorney for Milledgeville, right?
Yes, sir. I cover
I've got a
my-
daughter going to Georgia College and State University in August. You can tell me if she gets in trouble, right?
Absolutely.
Because I want to know.
We will put surveillance on her.
Mr. Potvin from ERS, you want to waive on 1020? Any other discussion from the committee? Number 24.
Thank you, Chairman. I have a quick question for you guys. So we just got a new DA. They decided to run for Congress, so we just get a new DA probably starting in the next couple of months because we're still in the process of finding one. Would it be your suggestion, if this bill passes, that they come in before June 30th or wait because that date changes from 60 to 65 for their retirement?
Now, that would be June 30th of this year, so that would be, I mean, I would think they'd be ready to take office before then. If it is an important question for them, we'd be glad to talk to them, and I would recommend they talk to Prosecuting Attorneys Council. The pay bill has an opt-in and opt-out thing. You know, we had local legislation that the judges could do that last year. With the district attorneys, they are going to file a letter about the pay on opting in or out under House Bill 1028. But whoever gets appointed, I'd be glad to work with you to talk to them, make sure they have the bills and can look at that pay opt-out and opt-in provision as well as retirement. It depends on what age they are, you know. Moving from 60 to 65 on the retirement, that is what this bill does.
Any further discussion, committee? Okay, all in favor of the motion, do I hear a motion? I have a do pass from Vice Chairman Franklin. Second from Chairman Green. Any further discussion on 1020? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations, sir, and we'll work on the cert letter, Matt, just to make sure we get a vote.
I appreciate it.
We are adjourned, folks. Thank you very much.
I'm hurt, Franklin. Yeah.